Hi, everybody. This is Marilyn. Do we have any audio for this? I'm hoping maybe. Thanks. Um, Hello, everybody. This is Marilyn, and it's time for the noon edition of Welcome to My World. This is the 7th of June, which is a Tuesday. And so, happy Tuesday, everybody. Did everybody like all the paint drying this morning? Um, I don't know. This has been kind of a boring morning, except for a couple things. But we didn't have a whole lot of activity. And if you notice, overnight, these indices just they got into a hover mode, and they've kind of broken out of it a little bit this morning, but not much there. The leader of the pack this morning has been the TF, but overnight when they don't do anything much, in the morning it's usually pretty quiet. But what happens when we have a choppy, difficult morning? In the afternoon, going into the close, this might get a little more interesting. Bonds had a great trend up this morning. If anybody caught that, you had to be the early bird. The Breakfast Club may have caught some of that, but that was a nice move up on bonds and a very nice trend. Put in an elevator and just kept going a little bit. So I like that. Gold finally came out of its little chop box, and there were some nice ticks available on that too. We had some interesting news. Let's see, where is that? Came out at about 10 o'clock. I love this thing. The IBD TIPP economic optimism. Fancy that. It's down. These markets kind of act like they're trying to absorb what the I started to say what Mrs. Yellen said yesterday, but basically what Mrs. Yellen said was nothing. She blah 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 and didn't give much of an indication of anything you could really make notes on and store in your little mind for use. And the dollar has been in a tight little chop. The euro, likewise, currencies across the board have been inclined to do nothing, and oil has been choppy. This is another one of those days where these trend boxes, if not trend boxes, the expected range boxes, these things are really valuable because when you sit down and fire up your computer, this is this main chart that I like to use for crude oil. This is when the low of the day and the high of the day and all that stuff changes right here. It's midnight. So from midnight, right here, this just absolutely did nothing until about 4 o'clock in the morning, and then it touched back. So there was a trade here around 7 on a touchback to this green ice. But these are a little, when that range channel is so skinny and so narrow like that, that's taken a whole hour for these two bars to form, and this was between 7:30 and what, about 9 o'clock, right in here, 1 or 2 bars. That is non-existent movement on crude oil. So it's best just to leave that thing alone. Don't force a trade. Don't try to push it. Just leave it alone. Look at that another day, and or wait until it goes into the close, and crude oil closes 2:30. So, about 1:30 it might pick up, but Brent is doing the same. It's very, very difficult. The spread between Brent and West Texas is widened to about $1, and for a while they were pretty darn close to parity. So let's see. I don't see anything else that is particularly interesting. Lori put up, you mouse over your hotcom icon and you'll get a whole batch of charts that are being tested right now, and hopefully those are going to get to be released pretty darn soon with this system. It's for trading Nadex. So all you Nadex traders, this is it looks I haven't tested it, but just looking at it, it looks like the rules are very simple to follow and the chart's very simple to follow. So those are always good signs. When you get something that's real complicated, it gets a little more difficult. And Lori makes a great point. This system has been used for the long-term overnight Forex trading for quite a while. But as soon as we get the okay, then it'll get released with a little course that teaches you all about the rules and everything. So for tomorrow morning, let's see, this afternoon, though, there isn't anything. U.S. consumer credit is at 3 o'clock. And the previous number to the forecast number is a significant drop. So that might be worth paying attention to at 3 o'clock. And I keep meaning to tell you another little trick, which I don't know if I'm helping anybody or not with this, but on the Apex website, you can stream Financial Juice off of that website, or you can go straight to Financial Juice. But there is a squawk box on that thing, and I don't listen to it all day because it drives me nuts. But what I have discovered is very valuable when there's a whole bunch of numbers coming out, like on Fridays when the U.S. economic numbers come out. And it's going to be 8:30. Okay, I got the 8:30. I'm going to pay attention at 8:30. And then you start looking at something else waiting for 8:30. And then you think, oh, this is a possibility of a trade here, and forget it's 8:30 coming. And then you get into a trade that you really wouldn't have gotten into if you'd been paying attention to 8:30. And in your zeal to watch 8:30, then you forget what it was you were supposed to be watching in the first place. So I have discovered that on that Financial Juice, that squawk box, he calls the time on that. You have to understand he speaks with a very heavy British accent, and it's very fast. But when there's significant news and he's telling you 2 minutes to whatever, and then he's telling you 30 seconds, 10 seconds, and then he tells you what the numbers are that have hit, I find that easier to focus on my charts and watch what it is I wanted to watch to see if it happens than having to figure out what the numbers were and is that a good thing or a bad thing, and then get back to my charts. So I do turn him off after the news that I want to know is coming, but it really helps get you focused on those news numbers. So that's my little tip for today. Anyway, tomorrow morning we're going to have crude oil inventory is tomorrow morning, and at we don't have a lot of U.S. news, but there is Canadian news at 8:15 and 8:30. There's some British news at 4:30. So I think somebody in the Breakfast Club likes to trade the British pound sterling at, and that's the futures I'm talking about at off the news. So at 10 o'clock, we're going to have Jolt's jobs opening. That normally doesn't do too much to move markets, but given last Friday, there's a good possibility that thing will come in way below forecast also. So pay attention to that tomorrow morning. Then if you trade the ZN, which is the 10-year notes, that bond auction is tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So those are things to watch for. So let's see, there's a news indicator you can put on your chart and feed it directly from Forex.com. Yes, that is a good idea too. Anything that helps keep you focused. The idea here is to keep you focused and for you to follow the rules. If you follow the rules, and I can't tell you the number of times I have seen traders type into the chat room, well, if I follow the rules, I do well, and when I break the rules, I don't. So that's why Daryl is so big about having rules. Everything has to have a set of rules. And if you follow the rules, they're there specifically